name is Alice Asafu-Adjaye. I'm an architect. I am the founder and director of Mustard Architecture, based here in Accra, Ghana. As a woman in a male-dominated space, to be honest, I haven't had the challenges that one would expect. During our degree, there were probably a third of the year were women. Post-grad probably ended up being about 50-50. In the workplace, in the circle of the architectural practices, there are quite a few women in lots of roles, from architects to designers to graphic designers, etc. And I've noticed that that's been growing with strength over the, dare I say, decades. The challenges that I have faced has mainly been in the construction industry. So there's a slight separation between the architectural space and then the construction industry. We work hand in hand. And the main challenges has been when we are on site building, because I think traditionally women are not on site getting this dirty with masonry and all sorts. So I think it's been a challenge for most of the males to accept women in that role, but things are getting better. I got my start. I was lucky enough to, as a student, I was working with, I was studying with a guy whose girlfriend was working at fostering partners. So a whole bunch of us were employed as interns straight out of school. I mean, we had barely finished our final projects, and we went to work on a competition. And we clearly did a very good job, because after the competition was over, they kept us on. And 6 months later, I remember the director asking me, I think he asked, did I want a full-time job? And I was like, yeah. And he then said I should just go to the HR department. And I was silly enough to ask him that, did he not think he should interview me first, because they hadn't even seen my portfolio. But he said, well, the 6 months that I had been there as an intern was enough of an interview. So that was how I got my first stars. Most defining moments of my career, I think there are two. The first one was when I was the director in charge of the Stephen Lawrence Centre in London. And the Stephen Lawrence was a young black youth who was murdered by a racist in London. I think it was like 25 years ago. And it was something that was close to my heart. And as a young black woman working on a project that was for a black organization in London, I think it was a big deal. And his mother, Baroness Lawrence, is still championing the change in the police, racism, etc. in the UK. Second one is, I think, when I set up Mustard. It was one of those things that, I wouldn't say as a woman, but there's always a bit of doubt as to whether you can do something. You need that push. And setting up Mustard has been, it's a passion of mine. As a creative, Mustard reflects the creative nature of me as a person. So we do architecture, we do interior design, we actually work on art projects, art installations. So we are a hub for all things creative, and it's a platform for me to really express myself. So I think having the opportunity to set up Mustard is the defining moment of my career. I think I'm very flexible. I'm nearly double jointed. I can do this with my, I don't know if you can see, pretty much bent over. I thought everyone is able to do that, but it turns out that most people can't do that. Apart from that, I am very interested in fashion. I swim a lot and I exercise a lot. So that's pretty much it, really.